What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we're going to take a look at how to build your Rainbow Cup team. We're going to really dive into the basics for your checks and balances when it comes to your Rainbow Cup team, because you need lots of coverage. There is a huge tight pool when it comes to the Rainbow Cup, and you need to make sure you have coverage for all the different types of Pokemon that may be thrown at you when it comes to your tournament. But before we get into the video, guys, I want to give the biggest shout out and thank you to everyone who supported me and helping me get to Chicago. I am there for PvP, guys. I will be there shoutcasting the World's Tournament at GoFest alongside King IV and other members of the community that you guys will see. So I am just so thankful for you guys for able to get me there. I will be there for the PvP tournaments that I will be participating in. Basically, if there's PvP happening, I'm gonna be there. And not only will I be there participating in the tournaments and what have you, but I'll also be there to battle you guys during the day. If I can find my way somehow onto the GoFest grounds, I'll tweet out basically where I am, so you guys can come and find me if you want to stop by, say hi, challenge me to a battle in whatever cup you guys want to do. It'll just be a lot of fun, and I'm there to help promote Pokemon Go PvP and help turn this into an esport for the Sofa League Arena. So thank you guys, and I can't wait to meet all of you. And also, guys, if you are watching this as of June 3rd, this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a live stream on the Go Stadium's Twitch channel, and we're going to be talking about the Rainbow Cup. We're going to talk about the meta, the strong Pokemon, maybe get into some battles because I am ultra friends with some of those guys over there. So be sure to check that out. There will be a link down in the description to their Twitch channel if you guys want to go check that out. And also a link to the Discord if you guys already aren't a member of it. It is a massive PvP Discord group. The best players in the world are a part of this group, and they allow you guys to not only have access to the knowledge and tactics, but then they also give you a chance to enter into remote tournaments with other members through the friendship system and all that. So be sure to check it out and head over there to check out the Go Stadium Discord group. And finally, guys, I want to give the biggest shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for all your support, guys, and thank you for coming to join me not only in the Discord, but for the one-on-one coaching. And if you guys aren't aware of what the one-on-one coaching is, the link down in the description to the patron. But basically, I have it capped off at 25 members, and there's still 14 slots available. But one-on-one coaching, I sit down with you for an hour. We talk about your team, your previous tournaments. We go through your battle videos, and just try to find where your weaknesses are, and help you improve your gameplay and your team and building strategy when it comes not only to your 6-man team, but your 3-man team. So thank you everyone who is supporting me through Patreon, and I hope I was able to help you guys out this weekend for everyone who I had the one-on-one sessions with, and I look forward to our future training and our future battles together. And like always, guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the latest Pokemon Go PvP content. Without further ado, let's get into how to build your Rainbow Cup team. Alright, guys, diving right into the Rainbow Cup team pick, we're going to start with our grass-type Pokemon. Now, these grass-type Pokemon, there's a lot of great options out there, and definitely have a look around to see what you have in your roster, but these are some of our front runners here, right? We have Venusaur, Meganium, Victory Bell, Ivysaur, and Executor. Now, Venusaur arguably being the biggest front runner because of the fact that it has Frenzy Plant, Sludge Bomb, and Vine Whip or Razor Leaf depending on how you want to run it. But Venusaur definitely going to be our front runner. Executor, a huge surprise if you're not ready for it, but it can absolutely dominate. And if you want to see it in action, King IV used it in his Rainbow Cup tournament down in Philadelphia, so there will be a link down in the description for that tournament, so be sure to go check that out because he plays with it very, very well. And then we have Meganium, who is another Frenzy Plant user with that Community Day move, and having Earthquake to cover those electric type Pokemon, gonna be another good option. But if you don't have any of those legacies, Ivysaur will be a great option, right, with Vine Whip, Power Whip, and Sludge Bomb. And then Victory Bell as well, another good option. But what's important is the grass type moves to give you coverage against the water type Pokemon and do very well against the electric type Pokemon because you'll be able to resist the damage that they have coming in. So as you guys can see, our first pick was Venusaur that we chose. That Frenzy Plant Community Day move gonna be hitting really hard. Sludge Bomb gonna give us some nice coverage of neutral damage, and then Vine Whip or Razor Leaf based on how you want to run it on your team. Vine Whip gonna be really building that energy to spam out charge moves, and Razor Leaf going to win more against Pokemon that you want to beat up, maybe like a Quagsire. You'll definitely take out a Quagsire faster with Razor Leaf, but it'll put you at a disadvantage when it comes to using charge moves. So next up, we have the water type Pokemon, and arguably the biggest pool of Pokemon we can choose from because of the flexibility of moves that they have available in their arsenal to take down a lot of the meta. So firstly, as we know, water beats fire. Everyone knows that. But because of the movesets these Pokemon have, they can cover other types very well. So let's take a look at the first one. Let's talk about water on water. In this instance comes up when we have Lantern. Lantern's going to be an electric water type Pokemon that'll have Thunderbolt that can take down other water type Pokemon. So a Lantern versus a Mantine, the advantage will really be in Lantern's field because it will have that Thunderbolt to do 4 times damage to a Mantine. So that's how that is covered. Next we have grass type Pokemon, which is a weakness to water, right? But a lot of these water type Pokemon have access to ice or flying type moves, which will be doing super effective damage to grass type Pokemon. So let's take for instance Lapras, right? We just had the double Legacy Lapras event, and a Legacy Lapras with Ice Shard can beat out a Venusaur if you shield both of the Frenzy Plants because Ice Shard will just be hitting so hard. Another good example would be Azumarill, right? Having Ice Beam. If that Venusaur comes in and they don't have a shield, that Ice Beam will do a ton of damage to a Venusaur. Or in the case of Mantine, right? Having Wing Attack and Aerial Ace will definitely be able to help you cover grass type Pokemon, and on top of that cover bug type Pokemon, right? So that Mantine's going to be a great coverage for bug types as well. And then the electric, that really comes down to our boy Quagsire, having that resistance because he is a water ground type Pokemon, and also having the availability to the move Earthquake, definitely going to be doing some work to electric type Pokemon. So when it comes to the Rainbow Cup, a couple slots can go to these water type Pokemon because of the coverage they have and the synergy that these Pokemon have with all the other Pokemon in the meta. So as you guys can see, we decided on 3 water type Pokemon for this roster, and I'll explain why. Firstly, our Lantern, being a water electric type Pokemon, is going to give us that nice coverage against Charizard, while also being able to beat other water type Pokemon with that Thunderbolt. So it fulfills the role not only of a water type attacker but an electric type attacker. So we get 2 great coverages in one Pokemon, and Lantern's just, it's a solid pick, guys, for this Rainbow Cup tournament. Next, we have Quagsire, and Quagsire will arguably be the most meta-relevant Pokemon on everyone's team because of the move pool that he has available to him. He's going to hit a lot of Pokemon very hard, especially in the end game when there are no shields available. And if you want to see a more in-depth look at Quagsire, King IV did a great video on Quagsire explaining the different movesets, so link down in the description to that video. But just in a short summary, Quagsire, you want Mud Shot as your fast move, Stone Edge as your charge move, and then from there it's based on personal preference. Earthquake gonna be more comfort end game, Acid Spray gonna be a very nice shield baiting early game, and Sludge Bomb giving you some decent coverage against Pokemon like Azumarill. Next, we have Azumarill, a huge tank And as Battle Hero calls him, the Kinder Joy of Pokemon Go PvP. We all love Azumarill, and for good reason. It's very tanky, and ideally you want to have the moveset of Bubble, Ice Beam, and Play Rough. That Play Rough gonna be great against a Kingdra and the mirror match against Azumarill, and that Ice Beam gonna give you some great coverage to grass type Pokemon, as well as doing some decent damage to a Charizard. So Azumarill, again, a good pick with great coverage for its moves. But we're going to talk about fire type Pokemon now. Fire type Pokemon definitely going to be a check that you need on your team. You're going to need that fire coverage for those grass and bug type Pokemon. And arguably Charizard is the front runner here because he can charge energy very quickly with that fire spin. He has Blast Burn, which will hurt. No matter who you are, Blast Burn will hurt you. Even if you resist it, it will take a good chunk out. And then Dragon Claw for the shield baiting it's very strong, guys. So look to get yourself one if you can, but there are other options. We have Macargo, which has been on the rise in the community because Macargo can beat a Charizard, but you're definitely going to have to watch out for those water type Pokemon because it will absolutely take you out. But Macargo is a good option. We have Typhlosion, again, Legacy with that Blast Burn, but Typhlosion will do very well in the end game because with Shadow Claw as a fast move, you'll charge energy very quickly, and then you can have Blast Burn and Solar Beam, which will pretty much one-shot whatever you need to cover. You Blast Burn anything that's not water, and you Solar Beam everything that is water. So it's going to be a great Pokemon for endgame. And then Ninetales, another good option. Again, try to find that Legacy with Flamethrower, and then Psyshock is a charge move, but it is going to be a great fire type Pokemon for your team and give you great coverage. As you guys can see below, we chose Charizard for this team with that Community Day move Blast Burn, Dragon Claw, and Fire Spin as a fast move. Charizard going to be a great pick for the Rainbow Cup. And next, we're going to look at the bug type Pokemon. Because we already have an electric type Pokemon on our team with that Lantern, we're going to take a look at bug now. And arguably, the front runner for bug is going to be that Fortress. It is going to be a wall for grass type Pokemon. It's going to do really well against that Executor that you guys may see in enemy lineups. Fortress going to be a great wall for grass type Pokemon. Next we have Beedrill, and with that Sludge Bomb, it's going to do very well against Azumarill. It can also hit Charizard pretty hard if they decide not to shield. And then Aerial Ace as a charge move, going to be able to cover grass type Pokemon and cover other bug type Pokemon. So Beedrill, again, a good option. Very glass cannon-y kind of option. Fortress being your tanky kind of option. And then we have Venomoth, a confusion user again, with the Legacy Poison Fang, and then Silverwind for some decent coverage and that stat boost that you could get. So if you get an early Silverwind off, get that stat boost, things will start to roll your way. But Fortress, I think, being the front runner when it comes to your bug type Pokemon. So as you guys can see below, we have our final team, and this is balanced. Again, we have Venusaur as our grass type attacker. We have Lantern as a water electric type attacker. We have Quagsire, which is going to be great in the end and early game based on how you want to run him. I'm going to give you great coverage against Pokemon like Charizard and Pokemon of the electric type. Then we have Azumarill, our tanky water attacker with some great movesets to give you good coverage. And then we have Charizard, our dragon that will absolutely not be a dragon type Pokemon, but have dragon type moves. With that Dragon Claw, with that Blast Burn Community Day move that'll absolutely decimate lots of Pokemon in this tournament. And then finally we have Fortress, which is going to be our rock and shield against the grass type Pokemon and do very well to help cover those. So this team is an example, guys, right? We are looking to find checks and balances in your team so you don't have one blaring weakness, because as we can see, right, we have Lantern, Quagsire, and Azumarill, which are all going to be weak to grass type Pokemon, but we have Charizard and Fortress, which will cover grass type Pokemon, and then Venusaur as well with that Sludge Bomb will help cover grass type Pokemon. So there are checks and balances on this team, and this is an example for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at another example of a roster that you guys could run. This next team, again, again, has the checks and balances that we're looking for. We got Executor as our grass type Pokemon with that Confusion doing a ton of damage, and then Bullet Seed covering those water type Pokemon. We got Raichu, ideally with Thunder Shock, Thunder Punch, and Wild Charge. Going to be our electric type attacker. Going to do really well against Pokemon like Charizard and our water type Pokemon. And then next we have Quagsire, again, a staple of majority of teams that you guys will see. He's going to be a great option. And then our water type attacker being that Blastoise with that Hydro Cannon, really hard hitting, and then Ice Beam for good coverage. And then we have Ninetales, Legacy Ninetales with that Flamethrower, with that Psyshock. Going to be a great fire type attacker. And then finally we go for the hard hitting option of Beedrill with that Aerial Ace to cover our grass and bug type Pokemon. And then that Sludge Bomb to hit that Azumarill hard or hit that Charizard hard if they decide not to shield. So again, guys, these are examples. This isn't how I approach my team building when it comes to the Rainbow Cup tournament. So I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope it was informative and helped you guys out in trying to find your way through the dozens of solid options when it comes to the Rainbow Cup this time around. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button and comment down below and let me know what Pokemon you guys are thinking of running and which Pokemon are doing really well for you. I can speak today. So yeah, just comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing. If you guys had tournaments this weekend, let me know how that went. And if you guys, obviously if you guys won, let me know what lineup did you guys use. But if you guys are new to the Sylph League Arena tournaments, this will be a good example of how to build your Rainbow Cup team. So, like always guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.